Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maya from Low Carb Love. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds. So today I want to talk to you about, as a woman, like when we should carb cycle or just eat more carbs for our menstrual cycle. So I don't know if you know this, I actually just recently learned a little bit more about the 4 cycles of our menstrual cycle. When you should eat more carbs, right? That's kind of like if you're living a low carb lifestyle or you're trying to lose some weight, you're like, when is it? Like, when can I have more carbs? It's about 7 days after your menstrual cycle. It's called the follicular phase. This is the phase when you can eat a little bit more carbs. And the reason being is that you're more insulin sensitive, which means that your body actually digests carbohydrates a lot better. It's a time where if you like doing HIIT, this is the time. Like, this is the time where you wanna go hard at the gym, you wanna do those HIIT workouts, you wanna eat more carbs. Now, I'm not talking about go get Doritos and, open up that bag of chips and have your ice cream. I mean, hey, we all have a little scoop of ice cream, but this is the time to really eat those like complex carbohydrates, like those carbs that you typically don't have, which is like a little bit more rice, sweet potatoes, pasta. Your body is just gonna be more efficient at digesting it. And it's also just really good hormonally overall to have those carbs during this time. So I talk about it a lot where 1 week during the month that I definitely have more of those like rich foods, like I have more complex carbs. It's definitely during this time. Now I'm just gonna touch on each phase just so that you know pretty much like how to eat during those times. And so after the follicular phase comes the ovulation phase. So this is a time where you want to be extra careful using all measures across the board, right? Because if not, you already know, okay? Next month, you're going to miss that period, and then we're going to be having a whole different video. So ovulation usually happens 14 days after your menstrual period. So that time, right, if you don't know what happens, usually if you are taking your temperature every single day of the month, on this day when you wake up, your temperature will be elevated. There are other signs that as women, we all know what they are. But just in case we have some men on here, we're not gonna go into details. During your ovulation period, you wanna be eating foods that are rich in nutrients. So you wanna be eating salmon, foods that are rich in omegas, flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, blueberries. Like, these are all really nutrient dense foods. And this is definitely the time to really try to incorporate those foods into your everyday life. So overall, you just wanna make sure that your food is nutrient rich. You want to make sure that you are having those antioxidants. A lot of the foods that I mentioned are just rich in nutrients, rich in antioxidants. And again, we cannot forget about our dark leafy greens, right? So you want to get that spinach in. You just want to think of nutrients. Like, that is the time of the month where your body is just craving nutrition. And so you really want to make sure that in every meal, you are just kind of looking at your plates and thinking like, okay, what nutrients am I really giving my body during this time? Okay. Now, no matter what phase, right? Whether it's ovulation, luteal, the follicular, you definitely want to make sure that you're always taking care of your gut. If you don't have a high quality probiotic and prebiotic, I definitely recommend seed. I've been using seed for years. Their DS1 symbiotic is everything. It is a 2-in-1. So there's actually a capsule within a capsule that makes it all the way down into your colon, feeds all the gut bacteria down there. Now, 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. Whenever you're having issues with your digestion, maybe your bowel movements are off, you're getting bloated after you eat, you really want to focus on that gut health. So you can always use my discount code, which is LCL25. It'll get you 25% off your entire order. Take advantage of that, because sometimes it's only a 15%, 20%. They're actually doing a 25% discount. So if you don't have a probiotic that you love and truly trust, I will leave this one linked in the description below for you. And then we have the luteal phase. So the luteal phase actually occurs from day 14 to day 28. And during this phase, your body is basically preparing itself for menstruation. Actually prepares itself for a pregnancy, but if you don't get pregnant, then that's when obviously your lining will shed. During this phase is when you really want to incorporate your protein and fat. So proteins, we already know, shrimp, salmon, steaks, you have chicken, you have lamb, you have eggs, like all the proteins. And then of course your healthy fats, you have avocados, almonds, coconut meat. I mean, there's literally so many, I'm like literally trying to think as I'm talking, but there are so many great protein sources, and there's also so many delicious healthy fats. So the luteal phase is when you really want to incorporate the proteins and the fats. And to finish off, of course, we have your actual menstrual cycle, right? Your menstruation. During this time, of course, you know, everyone has a different cycle, but something very, very interesting that I just learned about a month and a half ago when I went to go see my holistic doctor, but she told me that while we're menstruating is the time to really eat a lot of red meat, like eat a lot of, and even organ meats like liver. And what she told me, because I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Like I never, like that you're literally the first person that's ever telling me this. And I'm literally 39 years old. And she's like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Like I've always known about this. And she said the reason being is that you're losing a lot of iron, right? We're bleeding, so we're losing a lot of iron and you need to replenish it. But this is the time to really pack it on. So if you can stomach liver, because I know very distinct taste, if you can stomach liver, then this is the time to do it. Yeah, so obviously, besides just eating meats and things that are really, really high in iron, like leafy greens, you can also incorporate like dark chocolate, which is always fun because I love chocolate. So like, this is literally the time during your menstruation that you can just like I wouldn't say go eat like, you know, binge on chocolates, but you know what I mean. Chocolate is very rich in antioxidants, so it's also just, it has like its health benefits, right? But just think of how to replenish your iron. So there's a lot of vegetables that are higher in iron. Then we, you know, just kind of go that route. Focus on the liver. I know. I can eat it because my mom makes it like with a ton of onions and a lot of seasonings. I don't think I'd be able to eat it any other way. I guess the only other thing to do would be like a supplement, right? But there's nothing, I don't think there's anything that really compares to the real deal. But if you can't stomach liver, then just kind of look up all the different sources of iron that you can have, because this is a time when we're losing the most iron throughout the entire month, Avi. All right, so those are the 4 phases. I'm actually really curious to know if you knew about the 4 phases. Let me know, comment down below. This is something that I have recently kind of started looking into myself. Eating the liver during my actual menstruation is completely new to me. I just learned that about a month and a half ago, which of course, if you sit down and think about it, it makes sense. But the fact that we don't know this just as women in general is like crazy to me. So anyway, now you know. I hope this helps. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the little bell notification so that you're reminded every time I post a video. If you have friends and family that are either trying to lose weight or just trying to live a healthier life, please share my channel with them. If you have, you know, women friends, family members, share this video, because a lot of this information was new to me too, which is crazy to be finding out so late in life. But hey, better now than ever. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.